What's going on, y'all? This is Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 53 of Yeetus' Thoughts. And this is just something that I just came up with a couple hours ago, and that a lot of people they don't call out enough. It's women who consistently move the goalpost. What do you mean by that, Sir Yeetus? I'll let you know. It's today's society, especially when modern women are struggling to be independent or needing a man. They always want to change the standards or criteria of the situation to fit their needs, to fit how they feel. Okay? And at that point, there are there's a lot of inconsistencies with their principles and values to the point where you can't even expect them to keep their principles and values in check. So, one good example, which we will elaborate on, is women claiming that they're strong, and independent, and they don't need no man until hard times come. All of a sudden, they need a man. They're just a lonely girl that needs help. She's a damsel in distress. We will definitely get into that soon. But right now, I'm going to be adding people right away. Right away. What is going on, Gray?
Hey, yeah, well, dinner's gonna be ready in a bit, so I won't be able to stay for too long. But yeah, we can talk for a while.
It's all good. Just let me know when you're about to leave. Let me know.
Yeah.
So what is your premises on how women in society they love to move the goalposts to meet their needs? Because men, we can't move the goalposts like women can.
Well, keep in mind that very much when they set a goalpost, it's not based on any sort of long-term plan or rationale. It's often based on that moment's feeling. So,
Right.
like anything that they say is very much a momentary whim.
Of course.
And then, well, once they have what they said they wanted, well, they're not going to feel like they want it anymore. So then when they feel something is wrong, they can't really say, well, my demands were met, so things are fine. Like, no, things feel wrong, therefore they are wrong. Therefore, the goalpost must be moved to something even further.
I agree 1,000,000%. I definitely agree. We're gonna elaborate on that very soon. Mary Mercules, what's going on? You alive, Mayor? No, not really. We'll wait for you, Mayor. So Gray, one of the main the thing that got me thinking is the issues between Russia and Ukraine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is already U.S. Soldiers deploying around that area. So, and you know what happened before when President Trump they had a issue with Iran, and there were talks about World War III, and now it's coming back around again. You know what the women did last time when there was talks of war
Got
and
pregnant.
women getting drafted?
Yeah, they freak right the hell out because they want equal power, but they don't want equal responsibility.
Bingo! They want the benefits of being a man. They don't want to deal with the responsibility of one. Yeah, you hear me, chat. They want the good shit about being a man, but they don't want to deal with the responsibilities of it. Like, for example, they want to vote, but they don't want to potentially get drafted and die for that right to vote.
Or work hard enough to pay taxes and be a net taxpayer.
Yes, or even be responsible enough for paying for their own student loan bills, student loan debt, or any other type of debt.
Trillions of dollars.
Exactly. Women cannot handle burden like men. All right. I'm not saying women can't handle burden. They just can't handle the same caliber of burden that men go through.
Well, we could probably even make it slightly more nuanced and say they can't handle the burdens of men.
Pretty much what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up. Yeah. They can't handle the burdens of men, which I'm sidetracking right now, which is why I always tell you, gentlemen, do not open up to your girl about your problems. Don't. Because if she doesn't know what the fuck what is she gonna do for you? Like what is she is really able to give you for advice, or what is she is really able to do for you? You guys gotta think about that. On top of that, if you're already opening up about your problems to her, she sees like, whoa, damn, as a man, he ain't getting his shit together. I'm losing respect for that guy. You need to open it up to one of your homeboys, a male family member, or a male therapist. Maybe your mother.
Yeah, like quite honestly, the only time men actually find success in opening up to women is when it is part of the meta game to like when the bad boy is giving just enough vulnerability to make her think, "Oh, I can change him if I just fix this little part of him."
Exactly, which is
Like
insane.
like that's the thing. Like 50 Shades of Grey, Christian Grey has emotional scenes, but they're more so excusing his terrible behavior rather than genuine insight into him.
But the funny part about women, moving to goalposts, they love to brag on social media or brag about it every 5 seconds on how strong and empowered they are. But when it's times to be side by side with men as equals, potentially going to the battlefield through the draft, oh, you see all through social media. Oh, I'd rather be a housewife. I'm not a feminist anymore. Let me make a bunch of TikToks letting people know that I'd rather be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. They go to, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. You said that you can do the same thing that I can do. So why can't you go to war with me?
Or
Why
like
why
all the
you move the
women
goalposts?
or like the women that like they go to med school, like take the place of a man in that school system. You like rack up millions upon millions in loans, spend 8 to 12 plus years in school, and then they hit 30 and they're like, I want to be a housewife.
Like, no, that's not how it works. Because that's not how biology works. So the fact that you're 30, 35 now, uh, most men that you want as a partner doesn't want you because you're too old. There's
Yeah, that's
plenty. What would you
yeah,
say?
that surgeon you had your eye on. Yeah, he's with the barista in the gift shop. He doesn't want another doctor to be his wife.
Hell, he's messing with a bunch of honeys somewhere in Cancun right now, somewhere in Brazil, living his best life. And there goes you, working yourself to death because you're so strong and independent. But no, but you wanted to be a man. You wanted to make your own money. You wanted to make the big bucks.
It's always a question of, did they actually, or did they just think that was socially desirable because like, they can't realize that men don't want what women want? So they think, oh, if I'm a soldier and I get in as a private, then the corporals and the sergeants and the generals will be interested in me and I'll be able to get with them easier because I'm in the same workspace.
Exactly. And I agree with Lion and MGTOW. They go to med school to find husbands. They don't go for the degree.
True facts.
That same aspect can be put on in college in general. Well, it used to be.
Well, that's the thing. Now they're going to get their degree so that they can get in human resources and find CEO Chad.
Yep. And instead of, trying to find that one in college, they're treating colleges like a mini Las Vegas, literally Sin City.
Like that's the thing. It was better when it would be like they're going to college to find a man with potential. Like if a girl went to med school, did 1 year of med school, and it was entirely husband hunting, that would still be better because then she could just drop out year 2 after finding a guy with potential and work from there. But no, they waste a decade plus of their life and the school's time and everyone else's time like trying to get someone who's already established in the industry rather than investing in someone who has potential early on.
Yes. Let me add Man Mercules again. You there, Man Mercules, or no? Nope. Still not there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's make some. Oh nope. He removed it. So they moved the goalposts in war, right? They moved the goalposts when it comes to being a career or a single mother, right? What about the current situation? Move the goalposts of sports.
That's
Yeah, that one's a doozy.
yeah, that's it's funny. There's no real other way to put it because like they're all for it, or at least they're all for the appearance of supporting all these actions, all these movements, all this virtue stuff, and then they start to suffer the consequences, and they go, well, it's not really fair. And they try to softball it so hard. None of them are straight up out and really being forceful about it because even like, that's the thing. It hurts to see, but they'd much rather sabotage their own chances at advancement in the career path rather than go openly against the social pressure.
Well, when it comes to the social pressure bullshit, they constantly say, "Oh, men and women are the same when it comes to sports." Oh, there's women that be able to beat men in sports. This, and that. Literally, they always say it's so historic. Like that one situation in that one the college, where that soccer player went to play for a football team. She was a punter for like one play, two plays, and that was the worst kick that I've ever seen. And I think she's in the NCAA Hall of Fame. I have to look it up. Literally, just one or two kicks. That's it. And it was trash. And so many times, these big men that outweighs her by at least 50 plus pounds could have trucked her and broke her in half. But of course, they couldn't. That would have been bad. On top of that, the UFC thing says men are now being convinced, like, hey, you say that men and women are equal? Well, okay, why not kind of just join the female MMA?
Yeah.
Brain bleeds, skull fractures, broken ribs. It's a massacre when they fight male to female fighters.
Yeah, no, I've heard of one case in the UFC where a woman went up against a trans woman and the natural woman won, but it wasn't a very like I would say you've
Both of
got a
them
lot of
did really
men
good.
that's the thing, you've got men transitioning to women because they can't hack it with the other men. So you're not dealing with a even midline male UFC fighter who's transitioning and joining the women. And second, in order to prep for the fight, she specifically trained against men.
Exactly. Like these, and this is all excusable because men are like, well, they say that we can fight them. They're feminists, they're empowered. Might as well. And then when the women join the men's sports, oh, it's historic, empowering. when the men joins the women's sports, what the fuck? This is cheating. Blah blah blah.
Well, again, either
But
victim
this is
or
what you
victor.
wanted. This is what you wanted. This is what you been preaching.
Well,
Now it's not fair.
well, and that's even the funny thing, because are the same women that are getting their sports, that are getting humiliated in sports, are they really the same ones that advocated for it? Because like a lot of these like high school or year one college, like those are the athletes, the ones who are really young in their like early 20s. They probably haven't been capable of voting for more than a couple years at most.
Yeah.
Like it's like the women like 5, 10, 20 years older than them, they're the ones who are pushing and advocating for this stuff. Like the ones who experience the consequences aren't necessarily the ones advocating for it. But it's women as a whole, and they're not willing to put their foot down and say no because the female hive mind is that strong.
Yeah, you got to be part of the sisterhood. Let me try to add Mayor again. Mayor.
I guess his connection's really fucked right now.
Mayor, you're killing me, man.
You're killing me, Smalls.
All right, let me add Cesspool. Cesspool, what's going on?
Hey, Yeetus, Puniti.
Puniti. I'm sure you were listening the entire time, but I'm gonna ask you similar questions. So, what's your overall perspective about women constantly moving the goalposts to fit their, agenda?
Distraction and deflection. That's all that it is.
What about the hilarious part when it comes to war, which is like that's the most obvious?
Oh, they're going to get pregnant. Oh yeah, they've already said they're going to get pregnant before they have to get their face blown off. They won't do anything to, It's all about they want all of the benefits with none of the responsibilities. And you see, if you want equality, it's not a pick and choose menu. You don't just get to walk in there and decide, well, I want a little bit of this and I want a little bit of that, but I'm not going to take any of this. Oh no, it's equality. Everybody gets screwed equally. Okay, that's how it works. You either take all of it or you take none of it.
And that's what a lot of women can't understand. There is no true equality. Even within men, there's a hierarchy. There's no equality within men. So if you want to be like men, you want to behave like men, LARP like men, you're just going to be part of the hierarchy. And unfortunately, you're not that high.
That's the thing. They don't want to be equal to average Joe. They want to be equal to CEO Chad.
Yeah, which
will
never ever happen.
Most men want to be equal to CEO Chad, but we got to fucking work for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeetus, I'm talking with Tivor right now, and I'm trying to convince him to jump onto your stream. Man, this guy is so interesting to talk to because, he's up there in Canada right now, and, they're not all that happy with the way that things are happening there. And he's got some interesting views on things. I'm trying to get him onto the show. So if you'll give me just a little bit, I will try to be back and see if we can possibly bring him in here.
Who's Tivor?
The voice of reason.
Really?
Yeah, he's been making MGTOW content for about the past 5 years or so. He is he's a psychologist. I mean, he's got it together upstairs, man.
We got another Jordan Lee Peterson, but he actually has principle and values and grifting.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes.
Sorry, I went on a little rant right there.
That's all right.
But yeah, if he's able to, hopefully he's able to come soon because this is going to be a short stream because Undead Chronic streams at 7.
Okay. Let me see what I can do.
All right, man. Thank you for joining. Join back if you want.
All right. Appreciate it. Bye.
All right, Puniti. So, Gray, another thing that women like to move the goalposts is with their own children.
Oh, yeah.
First it goes to it's our child, your child, or it's my child.
It's my child if they want to kill it, And it's your child if they want child support.
Exactly. They can't stick with their words at all whatsoever when it comes to children. Children is a perfect manipulative plan to put on a man, and the easiest to move the goalposts because technically she's right on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
So what can a man say?
Well, that's the thing. He has to basically choose between allowing himself to be manipulated by someone who does not have his best interests at heart, or to abandon his child.
Which?
Well, sorry, that's actually the dinner bell for me. So
All
sorry,
right, man. Hey, go ahead and come back when you can, bro.
All right, Puniti.
All right, Puniti. Carry on. What's going on?
I'm good.
So, based on what you heard so far, what is your perspective on women constantly moving the goalposts?
Was it even in the ground and firm in the first place?
What do you mean by that? Do you have a story, or do you know?
Well, it's in general, like it's like playing like certain games with a child. Like when you were a child and you had someone that was older than you, or this was a group of people and they didn't like you for some reason. They would always change the rules so they were in the benefit. So if you wanted by the previous rules, like nah, you have to add this rule on, or they'll change rules at the times like, you don't have to do that anymore. So they'll play around. It's like, oh, only you have to play by those rules. So it's like certain rules just change around because there was never any rules set into the foundation because they never actually cared. It was just a game to screw with you in the first place.
Yeah, literally a children's game, pretty much. And once again, when it comes to them primarily thinking on their emotions, guess who else also primarily think on their emotions? Children. Children don't get logical whatsoever until they hit teenage years, if that.
Oh, yeah, logical. Yeah, like emotions have some fucked up form of logic that's like primal, but that doesn't mean it's right. A lot of emotions have caused a lot of shit things to happen throughout history, so it's understand like you can understand where certain emotions come from. Like everyone wants to have the freedom and power of every aspect of a human. Like you have the freedom of a child, but you have the power of a man at the same time. But like people still treat you as a woman. That sounds like being a god in my ears. Like you get to do whatever you want. No one actually gives a damn what you do, and everyone treats you like you're a king. So it's like you're technically like a high class person. Everyone's like, oh yeah, we love you, man. You can do whatever you want because no one expects anything from you. So it's like, I totally win in here. I don't have to do anything. No one expects me to do anything, but I get all the responsibilities and well, not even the responsibility. I get all the power that people that have responsibilities have without sacrificing like they have to.
I agree. And Bearded Ace, he made a very, very good point. Moving the post is convenient for the women, but they still won't be happy and satisfied. And I think that that's the curse of being a woman.
No,
The moving the goalpost never ever ends.
well, yeah, because
in today's society.
Well, yeah. Well, I just guess like if you're a man, like you keep on moving the goalposts, like oh yeah, I'll do this, and if you keep on changing it around, you're not gonna feel satisfied because you haven't actually set a goal that you tried to achieve. You're moving around all the time. You don't have a direction, so of course you're not gonna feel satisfied. You haven't reached the point in your life where it's like I set a goal, I'm gonna reach there, and I'm gonna stay at that goal. It's like the journey I built, I struggled, and I finally got to a place where I feel like, hey, I'm satisfied with my life because I've made it to a place that I wasn't able to be before. But if you keep on moving the goalpost around, it could be 2 steps behind you, 1 step in front of you. It's like you don't have to try anymore. It's just like you just have to take your teleporting. It's like you're playing a game with cheats and you have like level 100. I was like, the game's boring. Of course the game's going to be boring. You have cheats on.
Yeah, I agree. And based on how she feels, quote unquote, like she's just gonna like you said, she's 2 steps behind. Instead of going 1 step forward, she's just gonna take a step to the right, like just go sideways. Like where the fuck are you going? Like go forward.
It was a part of the
Uh,
rules.
yeah,
It's
I
still like
agree.
jumping out, like it's like in the 3 dimension, like, oh yeah, there's a 4th dimension, but no one else can see it besides you. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna step out and break the rules of reality that everyone else can't do. It's like, but we had a rule, everyone's gonna follow this rule. But it's like, hey, if I don't like these rules, I'm just gonna change them so it benefits me. And after when I get bored of the rules that I made, I'm gonna change them to something else. Maybe I like the old rules now. It's like I like that part of the old rules, but I like this at the same time. So why don't I try and mix them both? If I get bored of it, I can just change it up again. So that's what women like. They want the modern freedom, but the rewards of the old school fashion stuff. It's like you can't have both at the same time.
That is true. So, what about your feeling about the sports? Of how women, I think it's empowering when uh, a woman joins a man's sport, but they flipped out when a man joins a woman's sport, something that they encourage for decades.
I think there was something like that with volleyball in Australia or New Zealand, one of those places, and like there was barely any men volleyball team. So they said, "Oh, just put the men team into the women's sports." It's like, yeah, everyone's equal, right? Everyone's equal, right? And after the men just dominated, like they naturally would if they were training and they actually know how to play the sport. It's like people got upset, like, "Oh, the men shouldn't be in the game. It's unfair." It's, wait. So we're now admitting that men naturally have advantage, but
Yeah,
just a minute ago, that was a lie. So it's like, which program are we going with today? Are we going for the one from 50 years ago, the one from today, or the one from like 2 seconds ago? So,
are we equal or are men physically superior?
or am I your lesser? Like which one we choose today? We checking option A, B, or C, or maybe pitching Z. So it's like, hey, we're not sure. We have the whole alphabet. We can pick and choose whatever we want to pick to make life easy for us. Damn who cares, or damn who gets hurt through the process, as long as I feel good in the end. That's all that matters.
Yep. And she will cause so much destruction along the way. As long as she's the one that's feeling good in the end, she looks out for numero uno. So I definitely agree. And when things are not going her way, she's going to screech like a banshee. Okay. Because that's the main point of moving the goalpost so things can go her way. And when it doesn't, when it backfires, that Uno reverse card, all hell breaks loose.
Mm.
So similar to when women saying that ew, men are gross, ew, stay away, ew, men. And then men are going their own way. Like, wait, what the fuck? What do you mean you're going your own way? What? You can't do that. And then the invention of realistic sex dolls come in. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, you can't. What? You don't want the real thing? And then potentially in the future, which there is just talks of an artificial womb.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine the fucking riots. Oh
Yeah, but the thing
Lord.
about it is, haven't I heard, like, we heard them all say, I'm more than just a pussy, I'm more than just my womb, I'm more than just a sex object. But wait, when we get those, it's like, why are you so upset? Like, you're more than just that. You're just like me. I just have a sex object like you do. Everything's equal now. What's the problem?
Right. I'm getting what I want, you know. It's just it won't be from you. And this once again, this is what women preach for decades. Oh, we don't need men. Men are obsolete. Men are gross. Men need to go away. Go to war and die. That's all you're good for.
Mm. Oh, men are dumb. Men are retarded. Men are cavemen or some shit like that. It's like, wait, but if men disappeared, same you guys be worried like, oh, all the men are gone. They're not giving us attention. We want attention, but we don't want your attention. Maybe sometimes we want your attention when we feel bad. It's like, are we playing it? So it's just confusing. Like, you want people's attention when you feel bad, but if they're ugly, you don't want attention unless you're feeling really bad. So it's like, I want you to be nice when you come to me and say, I look good, but I don't want to be creepy when you do it. So it's like, how do you do it? I'm not sure. So like, wait, you're not sure how I can come to you and say you look nice without being creepy? I was like, if you're good looking, it's all right. So it's like, wait, so I have to be good looking enough that I have to be pretty charismatic so I don't come off as weird. So you have to have experience with women. So you're going to have to know you fucked up a few times before to have experience with anything. Enough, you're going to have a decent amount of money to have decent clothes because they don't want anyone looking broke. Because if you're broke, what's the point of talking to you? So it's like, hey, you have to be really extremely valued as a person in society to even get most of the way through with most women, or you have to have one of the two, or both, like 2 out of the 3, or just have one if you're decent enough. Like you're tall but you're broke, but you're good looking at the same time. So it's like, I'm gonna let you slide. So it's like, hey, they changed the rules for men that are good looking. If you're ugly, hey, you're on hard mode, you're on hell mode, and you're playing Doom, but you have no experience. So hats off to you. But yeah.
I understand what you're saying. When I'm gonna caveat on it as well. Everybody in the chat right now. Okay, I'm going to explain why I'm asking this question. Which gender do you believe is more shallow, more superficial when it comes to picking their partners? Men or women? 1 for men, 2 for women. Which gender you believe is more shallow when it comes to picking their partners? 1 for men, 2 for women. I'm pretty interested in this answer. Now, I will definitely explain why, and I know that plenty of you men, that you guys went through the same thing. Okay, so why I say that women are more shallow is, it's not an old saying, but it's a saying that's been coming up lately in the quote unquote manosphere, right? If a man meets a woman and she has 90% of what he wants in a woman, he will ignore that 10% and still go for it. Women, if she meets a man that has 90% of what she wants, she will leave that man in search of that last 10%. Would you agree?
Talking to me or the chat?
No,
I definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree because I've seen like people do it. It's like, the person is nice, but they were too nice, or they didn't have enough of this. It's like you can't. There's no such thing as perfect in an imperfect universe. Everything is literally decaying since it was made. Stars die. Even black holes will disappear one day if science is correct. So everything is not perfect and will stay the same forever. But if you can find something that has 99%, that's flipping rare. 90% is literally like, out of all the humans, someone that has 90% of what you want, that's great if by standards. Like most time you're not going to find someone that has 90%. The most likely you find someone that probably has 50% or maybe 40 or 60 around that margin. So like if you find someone that has 90% of what you have, it's like, is that 10% something that is really important, like their personality is shit, but they have everything else? It's like, okay, that's understandable. The person has a really horrible and they're lacking a 10% that's really important to you, like personality or, yeah. So like if I met a girl that had nice body, she was kind occasionally, but she had a really horrible personality when something went wrong and she just started throwing shit. And like, you have most of what I have, but you're too dangerous to be around with. If I stay with you, I'm probably going to prison or be injured.
Yeah, but that's the exception.
Yeah, but that's not what women must leave. It's like most time you're not going to find someone like if someone has a good, stable, like they have a stable mind, they're decent looking, they can improve on that, and they make good money, not great money. Like most people say, oh, I want a guy that's 6 figures. Like 6 figures is extravagant. Most people are not going to make that. Most people that make above average, people think that's great. Oh, it's great because it's above average. But if someone has all those stuff, like they're decently, let's say in stats from like 1 to 10, they have decent sevens or maybe 7.5. Like, that's great. You have most of your stats way above the average person. It's like, hey, if someone was a 7.5, I'll be like, I'll give you a chance. But sometimes women won't take a 7.5. They want to go for the 8, maybe the 9, the 10. Hey, 10s are rare for a reason. But if you find someone that's a 10, 100, at least 100 other people know that person's a 10. And that's why you know they're a 10. So they're all going after the 10. It's like, hey, there's a gold statue there. And after it's like 10 silver, 100 bronze, and like 1,000 like iron. Everyone knows they want the like one gold statue, so everyone's gonna fight for that. But not everyone's gonna be able to beat up everyone else and be able to hold on to that gold statue. There's probably gonna be stabbing people. Like just a whole bunch of chaos is gonna happen around that gold statue. But if you know, like, hey, I can't handle the gold statue. Let me take this iron statue or this bronze statue or even the silver statue. Even like, hey, I'm pretty good. I know I can handle a silver statue and no one's gonna fuck with me. Just take what you can and don't try to go above your weight, because going above your weight means that, hey, like going to the gym, if you do something that you know you can't do, you clearly can't do it, and you're trying to show off so you can feel good, you probably break yourself. But most people don't know that.
Yes, they definitely don't know that. In fact, women who are 10s, around 10s, 9.5, there's only a select few 10. I'll say 9s because I think I only saw 110 in per. I don't believe in 10s. I don't think I've never
It's
seen
like a
10
concept.
before.
It's a
Yeah, the
concept.
concept, yeah, but the 9s and above, I avoid because there has to be something wrong with them. If a woman is that attractive, you already know she has a shit ton of baggage. Shit tons. Because you can't tell me she did not mess with a lot of boys in today's society. You can't tell me that she did not mess with a lot of dudes of a higher caliber.
Yeah.
You know, to the point where she is so fucking lazy within her life. She just needs to sit there and look pretty. Like she's a dead fish in bed. That's how bad it is.
I think there was a study.
She's starfishing that bitch.
I think there was a study that said a lot of people that are pretty, everyone thinks that are attractive, have like low self-esteem. So if someone has low self-esteem, they're going to do some fucked up stuff just to feel good. So it's like, hey, they might be doing drugs, be cheating on you. It's like, hey, that person has, I guess, say, for every advantage, there has to be a disadvantage. You can't be good at everything. So if you see a 10 or someone that's close to that, a 9, a strong 9, not a 9, she may be a 9, a strong 9, there's definitely something that's going to be a downside.
That's true. I'm gonna ask somebody else in here.
Yeah.
Brandon Trueblood, what's going on, man? Are you having bad connections too? All right. I guess he's having bad connections. I don't know. Hey, you guys need to work on your internet. Something. Brandon Trueblood, he's somewhere. He's not close to the city. So I ain't really gonna blame him. The rest of y'all have some working internet before you guys join, okay? So to continue the conversation, right? How women, they love to move the goalposts so much. I definitely noticed it when it comes to women and even to the smallest things. Fixing their tire, moving heavy furniture, fixing something within their house. They're strong and independent until those type of situations happen. You know, which is hilarious. How it's so ironic that they prance around with this delusion that they're empowered and independent feminists in a world that men build and maintain this entire time.
I thought, how does it? I've seen a few situations where people like that say they're strong, independent, but as soon as stuff get turbulent, like turbulence rarely gets bad. It's like, oh, I need a man, or I need. It's like it'd be that their dad, their brother, an ex-boyfriend at times. It'd be like they go back to people that like an ex-boyfriend. Like, why would you go to an ex-boyfriend that you probably fucked over? It's like this person you said you don't like them, but as soon as shit gets bad, you're going back to the ex. It's like that don't make no sense.
She becomes a hobosexual. She's just going back to people so she can find a place to live because she's struggling to pay rent. Oh, I met plenty of females like that. And it's increasing, as you can see, because of the current situation. Can't really say on here, but
yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of streetwalkers out here right now, and there's literally a couple more women recently from my past hit me up. I knew what they wanted. A woman does not hit you up for no reason unless she wants something, and it's usually something materialistic, like money.
There's a reason it's called the oldest profession in the world. It's like probably that and hunting will be like, men went hunting and after they became farming when they found out how to get animals, but selling your body for sex and hunting are like the oldest forms of like work that people have done for ages. And people like, oh, women aren't like that naturally. It's a biological thing for survival.
It's one of the no. Well, when it comes to women, that's the oldest job ever for a woman. It's literally laying on your back.
I think there was a study where like they found they're doing this test with monkeys, and they were like made a currency with fruits and sugars and like jelly and stuff like that. And one day, one monkey got pissed off because he was robbed. He didn't have enough money, so.
Hold up, carry on. Hold up.
Oh yeah.
Mayor Mercules.
Oh, you back?
Come on, Mayor Mercules. Damn it! Damn it, Mayor. I think he's trolling me at this point. Oh, wait. All right, we're going to get Lion and MGTOW up in this motherfucker. Okay, continue.
Hope this internet works. Yeah, but the study, like, after a while, like, this chimp kind of threw out all the fruits because he didn't have enough money, so he would bring the fruits back, exchange it for money. But one of the female monkeys, she didn't have any money, so what did she do? She saw the bodies, like, it's even up so far back that monkeys have the same instincts as humans, and people are like, oh, wow, women won't do that, but it's like, women will do anything for survival, even if it means lying, manipulating their children, their family members, their friends, their co-workers, their superiors. If they know it can give them benefits, they will do it. And they might feel bad a little bit for a short period of time, depending on how bad they fucked you up. But after a period of time, it's like, hey, I did what I had to survive. And that's what they always say.
They'll manipulate their own children if need be.
Oh, yeah. I see that a lot. Like, your dad was a shitbag. It's like, that wasn't a shitbag. It's just that your dad and your mom they want people that were supposed to be together. They weren't supposed to be around each other in the first place.
Yeah, you got to deal with the son husbands. Yes, they exist. The most famous one is Kevin Durant with his single mother. It gets pretty awkward. And on top of the rapper Jim Jones, which I am going to bring Lion and MGTOW on here. Lion and MGTOW, what's going on?
Super.
Hi.
So, what I'm about to say right now, I don't know if Lion and MGTOW, he probably hasn't heard of it yet. Do you remember the rapper Jim Jones?
Yes, I've heard of.
So, I think a few weeks ago, he said that his own mother taught him how to kiss when he was young. Like, I think it was like he was a child. He wasn't a teenager yet. Even though that doesn't even fucking matter. But his own mother taught him how to kiss, and he didn't see anything wrong with that. which is beyond fucking disturbing.
So he grew up in a single mother household. There was no father, no one on the scene. It's just him and his mother.
Yes.
Then she's part of the fucking problem.
She should be in jail.
Yeah, that's sexual abuse.
And how they hang out when they're older now is literally like you would have not known that that's his mother based on how they hang out. You know, you see the celebrity photos and stuff. It is weird.
Yeah, it's really disgusting.
But we're gonna go back to the topic. That was just a side thing. I just remembered that. And honestly, that's a good topic for Save Yourself Black Men. The son husband bullshit. So what's your perspective based on your experience and stuff when it comes to women constantly moving the goalposts to fit their own agenda?
Yes, they have to move the goalposts over and over again because most of them deal in deception. They are rank opportunists. I mean, to them, lying to somebody or just lying in general is easy as passing gas. Today, you're strong and independent. Tomorrow, there's a war coming. Then you want to revert back to being June Cleaver. It's complete bullshit. It's clown shit. And I think enough men understand that. I mean, that's why if you look at a Casual Bachelor's most recent video where he was saying how a lot of women are regretting feminism, I said, yeah, they have buyer's remorse because they're finding it increasingly difficult to be strong and independent in a world where inflation is increasing and most men worth their salt are just repulsed by the way women in this day and age act and carry themselves. I mean, hell, you can get on TikTok and look at videos where these tropes give relationship and dating advice that makes zero fucking sense. It's retarded. Like, one of them actually said, you know, you're in a normal relationship or a healthy relationship when the two of you fight and you don't call each other ugly words. I'm like, are you fucking stupid? If you're in a normal or healthy relationship, you should be fighting, period.
Exactly. No, like, why is it why is it normal to you to even get to that point?
You know what? I think I know what it is. These trollops say that it's healthy to fight in relationships because the drama, the mayhem, and stupidity is what they crave. They enjoy that. That's why they can't stand it when they get blocked, ignored, and ghosted. They're looking for the conflict. They're looking for the drawn-out shouting matches and all that other stupid monkey shit.
Yes.
It's a joke. It is a joke, man. At this point, it's a fucking joke. It's a damn cliche.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous how it's gotten to this point, and then they act so shocked. They act so shocked when at least the men that they want, because the men that they didn't want in the first place, I highly doubt they care if they walk away or not. But the men that they want that are walking away, they are so confused, like they are so like disoriented on why men are like, nah, fuck you, like go away.
Exactly, they're confused, but they know they know what the deal is. They act confused. They'll use plausible deniability, but they know what the hell is going on. Like nobody wants to bear witness to their dog and pony show anymore. It's just the show's gotten so big, nobody wants to hear it. It's like, this bitch is crazy. I'm out of here. It's just, yeah.
Random question, line of McTow. Did you join Discord?
I'm there already.
Did you join the server?
I'm on there right now, actually.
All right, just making sure. We just had to make sure it was you. Yeah. So when it comes to sports, women moving the goalpost, how do you what's your take on, women, they getting like beyond upset about something that they supported for decades of men and women are the same physically?
I don't really feel too bad for them actually crying foul that there are transgender athletes muscling into their territory and just taking them. I mean, they fought tooth and nail for this for 60 plus years. I mean, this is what happens when you throw out common sense, you throw out biology, you pretend that reality doesn't exist, and then you want to try to defy gravity. This is their punishment. And they asked for it.
literally, like you said in the comments earlier, the chat earlier, like they don't want the burden. They can't comprehend the burden. They only see the good shit.
Exactly.
About being a man.
Exactly. They want partial equality. They want equality when it gives them the most benefit, but they don't want the burdens or the responsibilities that come with equality. So it pretty much means that the equality they want is lukewarm.
Like picking up a rifle, and when you throw back in their face the ideology, they're like, "Ooh, I can't go. I'm pregnant." Like, oh, hold up.
Exactly.
Hold up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just a clump of cells. That's what you said.
Exactly. So it was just a
Pick up that weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, about the sports thing, I think there was like the US female soccer team. They'll complain that the men get more money or that shit, but
because here's the thing though, those men get more money because they put more asses in the seeds. Those men actually,
they don't get more money. The women get more money in, like they get more benefits and more money, and
that's right. That's right. And actually, you know what? Actually, that is correct. They get more money in benefits because they bitched and moaned for the longest time to get more out of it. But you're right. You're right.
So yeah, I think like the rubber court they went to is like, you guys get more money, and the people like, hey, you can take the same contract as the men, and they turned it down. So it's like they want the same contract that they have, where they get all these benefits, but they want the same money that the men are getting that don't have all these benefits. So it's like, hey, we're changing the goalpost again.
Yeah. Well, if they get beat by a bunch of high schoolers, nah, I personally wouldn't pay them more. You got beat by a bunch of, you're professionals. You just got beat by a bunch of high school boys. And plus, on top of that, like many women, once again, like what Lion McTow said, they don't want equality, they want equity. They don't want to put in the same work that men are doing in order to get more revenue. They just look at the men, like, oh, why are we not getting the same thing as that? Blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe you're missing most of your layups, and at times you guys don't even know which way is your hoop is at. Yeah. Like it is pathetic. And why are you just blaming men? What about your little sisterhood that's supposed to be supporting your organization? They don't want to watch you either.
They don't. In fact, they're like they did some research on like the viewership of the WNBA, and they found that most women aren't even watching that shit.
No, it's slow paced and boring. And even when NBA players or other people in the sports world is trying to give solutions to get more butts and seats, like lowering the rim, the women just flip the fuck out. What do you mean lower the rim? You think that we have to lower our standards? Like, I'm like,
oh God,
are you kidding me?
You have to lower the rim because y'all can't jump as high. It's fucking. Man.
I don't want to watch layups for an hour straight. Like, fuck. Like, seriously. Do you know what organization that actually did a pretty good job? I don't think they're running anymore, but back then, they did a phenomenal job. The lingerie football organization. Okay.
I know you're going to say that.
Like, no, I'm serious. I'm not wrong, though. You guys can't say I'm wrong because not only, they're in lingerie, of course, I'm going to look. They actually, play some football. They get some solid-ass hits. Mm-hmm. Like, goddamn. Like, you see women getting speared left and right. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, do you know how they have more of an audience than the WNBA?
Let's say it.
I'm serious. And the craziest part, right? So you guys heard about I think it was the Olympic volleyball team with the girls. They complained that they were wearing panties or whatever.
Oh God.
And they wanted to wear shorts and stuff to cover themselves more because, empowerment. And they act all shocked when the viewership went down dramatically. I'm like, why else do you think men watch women's sports? Let's keep it real, okay? Don't get me wrong. There's a select few of you. You guys actually have athleticism and skill, but the rest of y'all do not.
Exactly.
So how do you keep us occupied? You know.
I guess there's like a few female sports that I watch. Like if it's like a MMA or something like that, because they're pretty good trained, and like even though they're not gonna have the same impact, they run the same way. So it's like it's not gonna see the strain like extremes, but it's still good. But like I feel like women have that penis envy. Would probably be the best word to explain it. Like penis envy. Like they see men with their dicks. Like, oh, it's so powerful. But it's like, yeah, a penis has a balls attached to it, and that's its weak spot. But no woman wants the balls. Like if you get hit, they will flick. You're down on the floor. But women don't want the balls. They want the dick only. So it's like, hey, you have to have the dick and the balls when you have the whole package. You can't just have one or the other. But there's one that's what they want.
Give me a second.
Music.
I just had to text somebody real quick. Who's playing music?
I don't know.
Is that you lining the mix out?
Is that you?
I ain't playing nothing. It's quiet back here.
Hey, somebody playing something.
Okay, like
What the hell?
yeah, I ain't playing nothing. Let me add Gray back. Give me a second. What's
Hello?
going on, Gray? Well,
Yeah.
somebody had a issue. What's that person's name? Can you guys be specific about the more issues you are pointing out in women? We're very specific all the time. What are you talking about?
What issues that they're moving around the goalposts and they don't have a standard of morals where it comes to anything?
All right, one second. Let me go to the restroom right quick. 1 second.
Okay, wait.
I guess I could take this issue. So if you want to talk about specifics, women don't care about their children unless it benefits them. The child could be a clump of cells one day, and after it could be, it's your child and we're going to take care of it. If they feel like the child's actually important because the man is decent enough. It could be, oh, we're in this together until, hey, you lost your money. I'm going to dip out and take whatever amount you have because you're broke right now. That's one thing that like, hey, marriage is supposed to be forever, but no one keeps it as that. What other things? The sports side we're talking about. Women want more benefits, but they have a lot of benefits already. So there's a lot of things that most people take for granted as it's everyday items. Like if a man and a woman were to be in the same situation, most people would help the woman, even if the man was in even more of a grave situation, because men just naturally want to help women for some reason. It could be brainwashing from media, or it could be a biological thing. I need to check more on that. But there are a lot of aspects where women can move around the goalposts, where we're strong and independent, but we need a man because it's dangerous at night, or we can make our own money, but can't men help us out with the sports a little bit more? So it's like there's so many things that people see every day and they just glance past it. Like I guess it's like white static. Like you hear it, you see it, but it's like, it's just there. But if you actually look at it, it's like, this is unfair. This is actually not equal. Like they say, we want equal treatment, but we're not getting equal treatment in anything. Courts, most men most men that do the same crime as women go to prison way more likely and way longer. There are so many aspects of society that benefits women, but they say they want more benefits because society is giving them a bad hand, and there's the glass ceiling, but we don't see any women in really shitty jobs like sewage, which is literally shitty, because women are not supposed to be in dirty areas and unclean places. And if you see a woman there, it's probably like 1 in 1,000, probably even like the odds are even probably higher. So there's a glass ceiling, as they like to proclaim, there has to be a glass floor, because they don't drop past that. They can always bounce back up if they just show their tits a little bit, wear a tighter top and a shorter dress. They can get most of the stuff that they want. Or they could just do what most men do and give up their female privileges and just work their whole life. They're not going to find any marriages, even though we all know that when they get to a certain age, all women that said they didn't want children when they were in their 20s and teens all have this itch and like, oh, I want children now. I suddenly like children. I mean, all know what's going to happen.
It's typical, like they'll try to bounce back and say, well, I'm going to freeze my eggs, and like, hell out of here, egg freezing.
Freeze what eggs?
Exactly. What eggs? They're gone.
No, I think what was most telling was you've probably heard of this woman who genuinely thought men had it better. So she didn't transition, but completely dressed up, deepened her voice, really played the part to be passable as a man, and then after experiencing it was like, I'm not being treated as a human. So
you talking about that when she pretended to be a man for a week?
I think it was longer than a week.
I know there was a dating one where she acted like a man, and after she was dating women, it's like they'll treat him like shit, barely human.
No. This was before a lot of this stuff. We'll
but it wasn't a woman pretending to be a man. She played a good job pretending to be, because she was already tall, so she was able to play it all pretty well. You sure it wasn't her? She had short hair.
Yeah, it was short hair. I really should get the name handy, but yeah, straight up spent a while being completely passing for a man, in everyday society, and concluded that I'm not being treated like a human being. That's what women are. They say they want to be treated like men, but they have no idea how men are actually treated.
No, by the end of that experiment, based on what I know, she became straight up depressed.
Oh yeah, she needed therapy afterwards to deal with.
Wait. She acted like a man and she needed therapy. What the fuck?
Yeah. She needed therapy because reality was too much for her.
Yeah. So male privilege is so desirable to women that they need therapy after experiencing true equality.
I think this is her. Let's see if I can. They're not even showing me her goddamn name. Hold up. Because I have the video pulled up. Supposedly, at the end of the experiment, she says she is glad to be a woman in this society.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Who wouldn't?
You got all the freedoms in the world at that point.
Yeah.
Technically, if you're a woman in a first advanced European, Western European country, you're technically a first class citizen, and after decent men will probably be around the same age, and after most men will probably be second class. So you're first class citizen in a good city.
Well, no, that's the thing. Women are second class to the political elite. Men, this thing, women, you have the top men, the richest, wealthiest, most powerful, influential people who are basically above the law.
Oh,
then you have women. Then you have men.
Hey, bro, you're right. It was 18 months.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I just can't find her goddamn name, but I found the video. So, yeah, you're definitely right. And yeah, at that point, she literally became straight up depressed at the end of the experiment. She could not handle being. It wasn't going good in the beginning. When she tried to hit on a woman, trying to
self-made man. Yeah, it's called self. Yeah, actually wrote a book on it. Self-made man.
Yeah.
December. Yeah, it was published 2006. So.
Yeah, and she tried to pick up a woman, and the woman just straight up just shot her down, and she wasn't used to that. She was like, "Whoa, oh shit,"
Yeah, the author Nora Vincent. That's her name.
Nora Vincent. Okay. Yeah. And she hasn't even experienced the true horrors of being a man. She just had a taste, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I basically just spent a year without female privilege.
Man, female privilege that sounds like a drug. Like, hey, I want a little bit of that. Like, if like one like a year and a few months, and you feel like shit, like what the hell were you on before? That made your life so great that just living in a random man's shoes for that long made you feel depressed.
Shit, that's another. What she was going through, that's a good day for a man.
Yeah, probably. Well,
Oh, yeah.
I think I forget what it was, but there was that one allegory on 4chan where like a woman is basically like a man who is born retarded, becomes a genius out of nowhere, and then slowly slips back into retardation.
Damn.
All right.
Well, no, that was the allegory because it was based on a story told from a first person perspective of a man who he was retarded, but then he's given like medicine that basically makes him a genius, but then it starts to wear off and he can
which movie? That was a movie, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was a movie. I've heard it was a short story. But and there was a post where someone compared that to like that is a woman. Like she gets like her youth and fertility that makes her super valuable and impressive to everyone. And then as she gets older, it slowly slips away. And it's like a strong, brilliant man gradually becoming weaker and dumber and unable to do anything about it.
All right. I'm going to add this person on. This is his first time being here. He says he has an issue with the manosphere. He has a few issues that he wants to address. I got to go use the restroom right quick. So I'm going to add him right quick. Dolph Bavaria.
Well, yeah, how's it going? I wanted to make a comment, and I can make it right here if you had to take a step away. But if you wanted to comment, that's cool, or if not, whatever.
Oh, no, we will comment on this one because we definitely want you to understand. And on top of that, don't go crazy. No disrespect. It's just going to be a conversation. I ain't all about that drama bullshit. All right? If I feel like you're getting too much to your feelings, you're out of here. Let's go for it. What do you have to say, Dolph?
All right. Are you going to step away or you want to comment on it?
I'm going to do it right now. I'll comment what you got to say.
Okay. It's more just a concern I want to bring up. I wanted to kind of narrow down where guys in the manosphere stand at this point to make sure that there's not a false kind of message being pitched. Here's I'll just cut right to the chase is if certain guys lived one lifestyle, like when they were in their college days, for example, we know that girls are prime at that time. If they were trying to bang out these girls and succeeding, then that's a wholly different thing than guys like me who tried to uphold a level of morality because we know if you don't, society goes to shit like it is now. So I have a problem with guys that are going to be in the manosphere if they're going to be a hypocrite, basically, because there's only so many girls. This is what I'm getting at. I'm not accusing anybody necessarily of that. I'm just trying to see where you guys stand on this and if you have any thoughts on this. Because I feel like that is happening in certain maybe facets in the manosphere. Guys like maybe guys just haven't asked themselves this question. If you were like literally banging hot girls when they were young, then how in the world, like, what is your point then? Is the point, that's what I'm trying to narrow down, is the point with like girls working in careers. That's a different issue than like girls being used up, basically. And to me, like a girl, I agree with you guys. I've heard your stuff about like no hymen, no diamond. You know, I basically agree with this. Like girls have to be pure, but that's the thing is if guys are making girls not pure, then what leg do they have to be? I don't think that's what the man.
Guys are not making girls not pure. Girls are making themselves not pure because girls are the gatekeepers to sex. Men are the gatekeepers to relationships.
Yep, and I got something to say right quick, Dolph. So when it comes to men, right? Are you saying that all men are Chads? That top tier men that all women are going for in today's society? Chad and Tyrone, you know, the people that won the genetic lottery when it comes to looks, very confident, never fail to get women because once again, women, they treat Chad Tyrone's way different than they would treat an average man. Whether he's good, whether he's loyal, whether he's trying to take care of her, especially when that woman is young. When she's young in this society, she's not trying to look to settle down. No, that it's complete opposite. Okay,
Right.
she's trying to go from dude to dude to dude, and not just dude to dude, but the dude that she deems is better than her, and that's where the hypergamy kicks. But we'll talk about that later. But I can confidently say that majority of women are going for that small percentage of men, right? And women tend to forget that all these women, they want a Prince Charming, but Prince Charming has a countless amount of women to choose from. So these women, they want Prince Charming to commit, but why would he commit when there's 100 other women waiting in line? So when that dream of committing to Chad doesn't work, she has the tendency to blame the entire male population for her decision to mess with that type of guy. And at times she knows that Chad and Tyrone is no good. She knows that he is just a player. And she will continue this behavior until she reaches a certain age where her biological clock starts to tick very loudly in her head saying, hey, you need to start having a family now. I don't have many eggs left. That's when she tries to fall back on the men that she was ignoring the entire time, the nice men.
So who was she sleeping with in that meantime, though, in her youth?
Well,
Whoever she wanted to.
football team, basketball team, older men that gave her money, like sugar
Now,
daddy.
that's a good point, you see, because I agree with you right there. And you know what? That's kind of like what I'm getting at, I think, is, see, I was not going trying to bang girls in high school because I was saying, wait a minute, I actually want to have a family one day, maybe. Maybe want to be a man. But see, if I was this guy who was trying to bang these girls out when they were young and not marry them, then it really is on me, right? It's not all on the girl.
No,
actually.
you are not the gatekeeper to sex.
It doesn't matter. I'm engaging willfully in the act. Like, are you?
They'll
not
fuck
taking
somebody else, dude.
You're
Wait,
not
wait,
taking.
I'm
They're
gonna
not
say
gonna
this
fuck
real
you.
quick.
They'll fuck someone else.
Hold on. Let me say this. Hold on. So,
I mean, I want to understand your side, but if she does it with someone
I'm
else,
explaining.
that's not a justification. I mean, if that's okay, I'm not going to
You're
argue.
asking,
I'm-
no,
I'm-
you are
I'm listening
asking.
to your-
Why?
Hold up.
No, I'm listening to your perspective.
So will explain. Men do not dictate who they put their schlong into when it comes to a woman. The
Yes,
woman.
they do. You
Wait,
are
let
in
me
control.
finish.
You are in
Let
control
me
of what you
finish.
do with your dick.
Let me finish.
You have no power over yourself. Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
Are you here to?
No,
Are you
wait,
here to
wait,
listen,
wait,
or are you
hold on.
here to
Well,
preach?
that's what you
Right.
just said, though.
Okay,
So,
hold on.
I mean, if that's your opinion, you don't belong in the manosphere. That's
Okay,
bullshit.
let me explain.
This ain't the place.
Stop.
Okay, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Stop.
Can I explain to him what you're trying to say?
I didn't even finish my
No,
point.
you muted me, so
didn't
I'm out of
finish
here.
my point.
I'm out of here. This ain't the
No.
spot for you. This ain't the manosphere
No,
for you.
what the
bro.
fuck are you talking about?
Go to the black
You're here.
manosphere.
You're emotional.
Fuck
bitch.
you.
Fuck out of here. What the fuck?
I like manosphere.
What the fuck? Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? He want to shut the fuck up and let me finish my finish my point.
Yeah, I understand where you're going. Like, women dictate who they choose, but men. Okay, women dictate who they want to sleep with, but men can choose if they want to sleep with these women. But I understand where you always come from. Like,
But you just can't control yourself. Shut the fuck up and let me finish.
I'll say that most guys aren't red pill or even in the manosphere, if you want to say it or so on. Most guys just
And even if a man said no, it's not like she's going to be like, oh, he said no, well, I'm going to be chased too. It's like, no, she's going to go fuck someone else. She wants to get laid, she'll get laid.
Yeah, I understand where he was coming from. Like, a situation like if someone says, do you want to rob a bank, you don't have to agree with them to rob a bank. Like, if he's one of the people that believe that just sleeping out and doing whatever you want without actually caring for how it affects society, then it makes sense that he wouldn't want to sleep around with just random women because he believes that is.
Men being chased is not like society doesn't give a shit if a man is chased.
I didn't say society doesn't care, but at the same time, that's just his like.
That's the thing. Like, he is blaming men sleeping with loose women for the breakdown of society.
I'll be back, y'all. Give me a second.
Like, that's the thing. He's saying, well, no, it's not women's fault that society is breaking down. It's men's fault because they're choosing to sleep with these women who are throwing themselves at them.
I can't 100% agree with you. Men have to have some form of responsibility. There has to be like, can we give a out?
Okay, but you're not going to get every man to say no.
I know you got, but like, we have to like. I understand what you're saying.
No. The individual man can absolutely make the choice, but an individual man making the choice to not sleep with a hoe is not going to save society.
No. That'll have to be. I can't say 6.
All right, hold up.
At
I
most.
say this right quick. Hold up. That's the issue. That's the issue right there. These weak, emotional, fucking males come up in here trying to act all calm. So like, hey, explain your position. I couldn't even get my whole sentence out. I couldn't even get it out already. You can't control your urge, huh? Maybe you shouldn't be part of the manosphere, huh? Yeah, I muted his ass because he wouldn't shut the fuck up. This is my stream, not yours. Okay.
I mean, hey, your first hater called in, so props.
Damn.
That's pretty more than critic.
Like, shut your bitch ass up and let me finish. All right? There's no way. There's no way. At this point, I probably think he's a troll. Because how are you going to go from 0 to a million real quick and you didn't even listen to my whole explanation?
Because they said something that got in his feels.
Yeah. Emotional fucking male feminist. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I think, like, my thought is that he wants to make his chastity somehow a virtuous sacrifice. And was like, no, dude. I'm pretty sure that women were not fucking knocking on your door, throwing themselves at you. That's not virtue of you. That's them not being attracted to you.
Yeah, Mr. Pliskin, I agree. As one of those people at that point, because there is no way, and I mean there is no way. When men talk, they react in that manner. You're a little boy, you're a little emotional fucking kid, just trying to, probably raised by a single mother as well. Like, just so emotional when I break down your delusional reality. I didn't even finish my sentence yet. Goddamn. Goddamn. You don't belong in the manosphere. Like, I didn't even finish my sentence.
And like, the manosphere, like, manosphere is not out here trying to save society. We're trying to save men.
And that also makes sense. Has he seen the manosphere completely?
No, I don't think he has.
Because there's so many aspects. There's the PUAs who literally just say, hey, you want to get women? Yeah, we'll teach how to fuck every loose woman around the town. So it's like, that's part of the manosphere. The manosphere is a collection of ideas that can benefit a man. He can choose to follow ideas that can lead him to pussy or that can lead him way more than pussy. It's all up to a person.
Yeah, he's gone from my channel. Fuck that. He's
like
gone.
that's the thing. Like, and men helping society. Well, that's the thing. we can't control whether or not a woman is a whore by choosing whether or not to sleep with them, because they will just find a man that they want who will say yes, and there will always be one. Instead, by refusing to marry, because men are the gatekeepers of commitment, we are able to punish them and be like, look, these are the consequences for being a whore. Don't be a whore if you want a marriage and a relationship.
Oh, I'm gonna add Ivan Herman real quick. What's going on, Ivan Herman?
Oh, you're not a part of the manosphere. Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Jesus,
God,
I'm
I'm
telling
still-
you to shut
I'm
the
still
fuck
trying to
up
figure
and
out what
let
I'm
me
walking
finish.
into.
Shut the fuck up and let me finish.
As the second time.
I don't want to go back to my army days, but I was getting to that point. I'm sure you guys fucking heard me boiling for a second. I'm like, yo.
Well, yeah, what that guy doesn't get is, yeah, the individual man can say no, but there are 10 Chads that will fucking bend her over a pool table and smash her brains out. So,
Seriously, like all I was just trying to say is women are gatekeepers of sex, which is true, and there's statistical facts. Hell, you can just walk outside and go to the bar, go to the club, go to a prostitute. She can still choose whether she can fuck you or not.
Yeah, women aren't paying men for sex. Like that's not going. Supply and demand. Like,
see, I think that guy was more of like a trad cuck, because you hear like the trad cuck say like, "Oh, don't go running around and do all that shit." So I think that's like where he was at.
He talks about Jesus and shit on his fucking channel, like about how women are not virtuous anymore, blah blah blah. Well, like whatever. But the fact that if a woman pays me, if a woman tries to pay me to have sex, I automatically assume she has an STD.
Oh yeah, because that never happens.
That never happens.
It's rather an STD if she's trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, is this a scam? Am I gonna get jumped? What's the catch?
It's one of the two. It's one of the two, because when you really think about it, I mean, the STD rates are actually soaring right now because a lot of these women are having all this nasty ass sex. But yeah, it's either that or she's trying to get pregnant.
Oh, it's raised in women, not in men.
Dude, and the scary thing is, you never know which one of these girls have an STD. I remember a long time ago, I had this girl come over I met on Tinder, and we were like getting ready to hook up. And right before, she's like, "I have something I have to tell you." I'm like, "Oh God, what is it?" And she's like, "I have herpes." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of my house."
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out.
It's still.
Dude, she was like real cute, tiny, looked clean, and it's like you can't, you never know which one's got it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna address the situation in a separate video. I'm gonna break it down bit by bit. This is why I hate simps more than fucking feminists, because he was a straight up fucking simp. He was a straight up, not just a simp, a male feminist. I'm gonna break it down in my next video.
Yeah, he's looking for a way to blame men for female behavior.
No, it doesn't work like that. Women are adults. They can choose to be trash bag human beings. They can choose to be good, but a lot of them today feel they're incentivized by other women and simps to be trash bag human beings. But that's what we are right now. It is what it is.
Damn, like, hey, I was just trying to explain to him about the manosphere and why we have this community in the first place. As soon as I went halfway in my sentence, wow, he went at me like an emotional female.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm like, yo,
you guys are in the black manosphere.
Yeah.
Wait, black now? I thought I was Asian.
I can't believe you said that.
It's like double checking my skin color. Like,
yeah.
All right, shit, guys, I got news.
Cesspool, yes, I did have a stream about guys like him a while back, but this will be a separate, like, it would be like a 10-minute video, maybe 15-minute video of me breaking it down. Because this is, in my opinion only, these type of men are the true enemies. These men are the true enemies. Yeah, women get away with what they are allowed to do.
Yeah,
but who is allowing them to do it?
Yeah, they serve as the henchmen, basically.
Exactly. Okay, I know that people have different opinions about that, but me personally, I put most of the fault on these weak, effeminate soy boys that will fight so hard on women's behalf, like you just saw earlier with that guy.
Yeah,
Pathetic.
I guess the best way to explain that, what if women cared so much about, okay, it's like a woman is a person that has gold bars, and if she throws her gold bars into a pig pen, and after 10 years later, or maybe 5 minutes, she's like, oh, she sees something that she likes that she could buy with a gold bar, but she threw it into the pig pen already, and the pig just eating it, she's not going to get that back. So it's like, oh, a woman threw her sex and her virginity to a random crowd of men, and she finds a man that she wants to marry, but she's being used up by all these men that she's like, oh, that was just a fling. I was bored. I didn't feel too well. In the end, you have used up your body, and you can't sell it at a higher price because it is now dirty. You have lowered your value because it's like a car. I guess literally that's the best way. It's a car. If a car has been driven around for 10 years, it's like, oh, can I sell it at the same price? The person's gonna be like, no, it's been on the road for 10 years. It has wear and tear. I think I see some bump marks from someone crashing into it because they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't sell at the same price to someone new.
Okay.
And if you do sell it to someone new, they're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly. It depreciates over time. So yeah.
Hey, my bad, yo. I'm gonna let just a random guy speak right quick. Just a random guy. What do you have to say?
Yo, guys. No, it's about what the guy said.
Are
you
you
know?
outside?
No, it's the crickets here are really loud motherfuckers.
Okay, just making sure. But yeah, what do you have to say about the? You say you have to ask something.
Yeah, about what the dolphin guy said. You know, the problem is, women can go around and hit on men aggressively with no consequences, but if a man tries to do that, he's going to jail pretty quick. You know.
Yeah, a small 5'3" woman will try to step up to a 6 foot, 200-pound dude, and if she piss off that man enough, that man will defend himself. Then she's gonna move that goalpost immediately to a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
Oh, and even beyond that, like if a woman goes out, like she could grab the dicks of like 50 dudes, and chances are she's spending the night at one of their places. Whereas if a girl goes out and gropes 50 women, he's lucky if he doesn't leave in a body bag.
Yeah, well, that's like, what I meant.
I work music festivals in the summer. I set up stage for like national bands. And like a couple summers ago, I was walking through the crowd and this girl grabbed my ass and I just looked behind me and her and her friend started laughing. Could you imagine if I did that to one of them? I would be in fucking jail so fast your head would spin.
Pretty much. I had that happen to me once.
Even if I went up to the cops and tried to complain, they'd be like, "Where are you, some faggot or something?"
Yeah. No, actually, that
fucking pigs.
I actually got a flashback to high school there when you mentioned that, because like there's this one girl like on the dance floor at high school, basically going around grinding on all kinds of random dudes. So when it eventually comes to be my turn, I think, hey, you know what? She's inviting. I'll reach out, and I touched her shoulder. She freaking screamed, jumped, dashed out, and came back with 4 guys to intimidate me out of the dance.
I'm not surprised whatsoever. But hey, just a random guy. Thank you for putting in your input, but people are not liking the crickets right now.
Oh, man. I'm trying, man.
It's all good, man. Do you have anything else to say to the Warband before I let you go?
Watch out for those girls grabbing your asses, boys. Finiti.
All right. So that was an interesting situation. Hopefully you guys will see that breakdown video, which I will be doing. It'll be my first breakdown video. Because I was trying to be nice, and then he went apeshit. I kept telling him, hey, let me talk. And then, of course, I'm going to mute his ass. Of course. Everybody else has been respectful. Why do you See, that's how I know that you had no male guidance in your life. How are you gonna go to a whole different group, different sphere, and then act like you own the place, bitch?
Yeah, like he gets to decide what is and is not the manosphere.
Right? Like, do you even know who you're in the same fucking live stream with? You with Lion of MGTOW, okay? You ain't gonna be talking all that shit in front of me, like in front of my lion. No, you ain't gonna be embarrassing me in front of him, motherfucker. All right. At times, I do wish there was no internet. Like, if he had all that shit to say, he would say it to me personally.
He probably still wouldn't do it.
He'll say it behind he'll say in a tank. Oh man. Wait.
Yeah, but I think that you guys talking about, someone said when women act like princesses, so that actually makes sense. Like, women have different characters they can play as. Like the innocent young girl that doesn't know what she's doing, she's lost. Like Little Red Riding Hood, I guess you could say they play as different characters, like stories that they watch through their life. Like maybe Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White, some Disney princess, the strong, independent woman that can fight any man. As like whatever they feel like, they just pull out that card. It's like, I'm going to use this card today. I'm going to use this one. They switch it up sometimes. It's like, if the situation gets a little bit dicey, they'll be all slutty and all over men. But as soon as they feel a little bit uncomfortable, they pull out, oh, wait, I'm a princess card. And all the other men comes protected like white knights out. Like, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to summon 5 white knights. They pop out and beat the shit out of this guy who was being nice to her. Sometimes I've seen like some fucked up stuff online. It's like people trying to help people. They get fucked up. And the girl's like, oh, yeah, sorry about that. Move on. It's like, so yeah, like, they can move the goalposts anywhere because they're the referee and the player at the same time. So it's like,
have you guys seen that one video? I think it was at like a high school or something. The girl's hitting the guy, and then he just like kind of pushed her away, and then like 30 white knights just came out of nowhere and started beating him up.
Oh, I've never seen. I'm not surprised that happened.
I haven't
I'm
seen
surprised
that
you guys
one.
haven't seen it. It's a video. It's been going around for a while. But yeah, this girl's just fucking hitting him, and he's like trying not to like hit her, and then he just like pushes her off, but like kind of hard, and then just like 30 fucking white knights and simps just come out of nowhere and like beat up the dude, like where he's on the ground all huddled up and shit.
That's why I tell people. I know he's in high school, but even as adults, stay strapped.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Well, yeah, well, that's my theory. Like, if you're probably gonna go to jail either way, so you might as well make it worth it. So, like, if say you push her away, she's gonna freak out and try to get you to go to jail. You might as well go all out and make it worth it, in my opinion. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna earn that jail sentence.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think you go to jail if you defend yourself.
it doesn't matter.
They always take the woman's side.
Well, if you're about to get jumped by a bunch of white knights and stuff.
You don't know that though.
All they have to do is throw on some crocodile tears.
Is 1 against 20, and they're trying to inflict harm. Of
Oh,
course, he has every right to pull out.
but that's the thing. Like, would you rather get the shit beat out of you for like pushing a woman away from you slightly, or would you rather get the shit beat out of you for putting a woman in the ground?
I'd rather be judged by 12 than be carried by 6.
There you go.
How you feel about that line, MGTOW?
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6, you know. I mean,
Because simps, they usually die from, getting jumped like that. Not immediately. Sometimes not immediately, but eventually if they don't make it to the hospital because of internal bleeding or something like that.
mm-hmm.
A woman can make up anything, and simps and white knights within a 50 meter radius will come in and start fucking just go buck wild just based on allegations alone.
Well, and that's the thing. Actually, I think this is an old kind of anecdote story, but you had like this whole group of animals that decided that one of them needed to be sacrificed in order to like make things better. And so all of them would share their story of guilt. And it starts off with the lion like sharing that, you know, he kills and eats too many things and he's slightly greedy. And all the other animals are like, oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Like it's fine. And then it eventually gets to the donkey who says, I ate one too many mouthfuls of grass from this property because the grass was so good. And every animal's like, that's the one. That's the one who needs to die. Because that's the thing. Because the donkey was not a threat. So he's an easy scapegoat. If you weakly push back, if you do the bare minimum in retaliation, you're far more likely to be jumped than if you put her on the ground unconscious. Because then you're a threat and they'll think twice about jumping you. But if they sense your weakness because you're not willing to fight, oh yeah, they'll gang up on you.
But that's the thing. You shouldn't give them the opportunity in the first place.
Sometimes shit just happens though, and you have no control over it.
Yep. Once again, that's why you need to stay strapped.
Mm-hmm.
Because firearm is the great equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
There, a lot of people would not risk going up against somebody with that. They
No
won't.
sane person would.
Yeah, only a person that has military experience or they've been about that life, maybe.
Even if they significantly outnumber the person with the firearm, none of them are willing to make the first move.
Yeah,
because
nobody
they're
wants to be
afraid
the
they'll
first
be
one
shot.
shot.
Oh yeah, that's not that Count Rittenhouse shit. All those
Precisely.
guys.
Like they could have absolutely rushed Rittenhouse and taken him out if they'd gone as a group, but instead they all just kind of kept on waiting for someone to go. And then, well, not enough of them went at once, and well, we all know how that ended.
You guys can continue. I'm talking to Chronic right quick.
But so I was trying to call in when earlier when you guys were talking about like the monkey experiment thing. Well, anyways, I was at the gym, so I couldn't call in. There's too many girls walking around. But anyways, so the female sport thing right now is the greatest time in human history. Think about it. All you have to do is come out as a masculine presenting trans lesbian, and just like that, I'm a world-class athlete.
Unless there's another masculine presenting trans lesbian competing.
Like, think about that. All I have to do is put on a wig, and I'm fucking beating the shit out of Ronda Rousey and making millions of dollars.
See, that's the thing. Even Ronda Rousey admits that she wouldn't fight a man that's in the MMA and around her weight and stuff. She admitted she wouldn't do that. She knows her limits.
Well, I kind of got experience with that too, because about 4 or 5 years ago, I dated a chick who was a kickboxer. She was like 5'2", 130, and she like did it ever since she was a little girl. So she like knew what she was doing. And you know, we're like fucking around, and I was like, all right, give me all you got. And she tried to like beat me up. And dude, I fucking effortlessly put her on the ground, and I'm just like an average gym bro.
That's what women don't understand, okay? Your skills that you learn can only go so far. Same thing for a man. The skills that you learn can only go so far. But if the man is that physically superior, it's going to do little to no damage.
Well,
you literally have to resort to you may have to resort to dirty tricks or resort to submissions or chokeholds.
Yeah.
Well, no, it goes kind of even further, because I'm Herman, you're a gym bro. But I remember this one story. I think these two were roommates, boy and a girl. The girl, like, she did CrossFit. She really put effort into being fit. The guy didn't do anything. He was not a gym bro. He's probably what we would call a soy boy. He beat her in an arm wrestling competition easily. Like they don't realize that, men, we are, relative to them, we are on steroids from the
we're like 3 times stronger,
hits.
right?
Like, even with less muscle mass, like, we have more muscle density.
Even the average, we got more bone density. We got that testosterone.
And 30%
we
more.
got plenty of things. Huh? What'd you say?
And we actually have 30% more lung capacity too, I believe.
Yes, because we are built for the adversity and dangers. When it comes to hunting, fighting off, animals or other people, carrying heavy stuff. That's just how men are built. But for some reason, in today's society, in this Twilight Zone, in this Barbie house, they can't accept it.
Well, yeah, for thousands of years, even longer, men have fought in wars. Men were warriors. We hunted. We did all the hard, crazy shit. And what were they doing at the time? They were like in the kitchen, fucking making food, having babies. Like we did all the physically strong things throughout society. That's why we're like 3 to 4 times stronger than them.
No,
and now we
not even that though. It's not even that we've done it. It's that those men, the ones that did do those things, those are the ones the women chose to breed with.
Yep.
Well, those are the ones that survived. And it's not for humans. This is like most mammal species, the male's mostly bigger, unless it's like hyenas, which are weird creatures. God.
What's the thing? It's one thing to survive, but like to have an influence on the genetic line, you have to reproduce.
Yep, I'm gonna put it out there right now. Okay, just put it out there, which does involve the goalposts. Women, they need men for survival and reproduction. Men only need women for reproduction. And that just blows a lot of women's mind when I say that. What do you mean? We can survive on our own too? When? Point me to a time where a matriarchy succeeded.
You won't find it. They all don't make it past. They don't make it past the Stone Age.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think one of the biggest, most successful matriarchies was the Iroquois.
Weren't they like right across from Athens or something like that, or Greece?
No, Iroquois, the First Nations.
Wait.
Like the North American Iroquois.
Canadian. Canada's, yeah.
I'm way off. Okay. I'm gonna have to read up on them then.
Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
You know what's funny? So, like the other day, I was reading up on like ancient Spartans, because the Spartans did a lot of calisthenics. So I was like, looking into some of their workouts, and I read that the women even back then wouldn't date or like mate with short guys because they said they didn't want to have kinglets. So they were even trying to like build the biggest, strongest warrior.
Yeah.
They called them kinglets. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Kinglets, that's fucked up.
Yeah. But yeah, they can't have Leonidas being like 5'4", you know what I mean?
But the average height for back then for a man was 5'6", 5'4".
I don't know. I just know that it said that they would try to find like the tallest, strongest men they could.
Yeah, but men were much shorter back then.
Well, that's the thing. But the Spartans were not exactly average. They
no.
Very much
they
if you were
the best. Yeah.
Like if you weren't physically fit, they just straight out offed you.
They yeet you off a cliff.
Well, that was just the beginning.
When you were 7, they took you away from the mother and basically just turned you into a trained warrior.
Yeah, all of Sparta was
I see the United States as the modern day Spartans, because literally majority of our history was about war.
Nah,
that's the thing. Like honestly, if you look at the most
our lineage when it comes to war, a lot of people it goes back a long time ago, right? I'm talking about modern day.
Nothing on the scale of like Japan.
Whoa! I'm talking about Japan got decimated by us. I'm talking about modern day warfare. We are literally the modern day Spartans.
If you're talking about success, I'm not sure completely. I'm not how sure.
Not anymore. No, we the military we have is beyond cooked. Okay, that I can admit. All right, when I was in, they're trying to make me take a transsexual class.
maybe the founding days of America. I could maybe kind of see it back then, but that was very.
I can't really say that because
even
at the founding,
World War II until
Vietnam,
until I'll say Iraqi freedom. That's the farthest I'll go.
Man, I
Yeah,
just can't believe they're trying to turn you into a tranny in the military, dude.
Oh God.
President Trump, he stopped that shit immediately. I was like, hell yeah, because literally nobody was excited to do that. Nobody to do the class. And everybody was pissed. But we voiced our opinions. And luckily our chain of command was like, yeah, I understand. I listen, like unfortunately we gotta teach this class. We gotta get you guys prepared for when it happens. And President Trump was like, nope, they're banned for the military. So we like, fuck yeah. Because personally, I don't want to deal with a person that's struggling with their identity down range.
That is the last thing you need in a crisis.
But now, what? 4 or 5 years later, they have 3 generals or 3 high-ranking officers that are man to women.
I mean, General Mini.
What the fuck?
Dude, that's crazy.
I mean, that is probably a good way to get picked for promotion.
Oh, guys, I can't let you know how angry I was. How angry you know what? I can't go too far because my stream could take it down.
Yeah, yes.
This is why I just say at this point, embrace it. I hope all of the military, all of the cops are women and trannies. That way when shit hits the fan, they're free ammo pickups and I can do Fortnite dances on their body.
All right.
On TikTok.
Carry on. What do you have to say to the Warband?
Yeah.
We got like 13 minutes left.
Moving around goalposts is, if you want to play games, you can play games. Just know that you're fighting the house. You're going to win a few times, but if you keep on playing in the end, you're going to lose. So it's up to you. You can go to the gambling house and try and win, but if you don't want to do that, it's up to you. Like, you have your own choice. Do your research. It's always good to do your research. I could say something, you could say something. It could be false, it could be true, but hey, as long as you do your research and do what you think is best for you, I can't really argue with that.
All right, man. Thank you for your advice, and there will be a very, very important stream tomorrow. Lion MGTOW, hopefully you're able to join.
Yeah,
I don't know
hopefully.
if you heard about it yet.
Yeah, hopefully, but you mean the one with you and Sandman?
Yep, Sandman, TFM, Hammerhand, maybe Chronic.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not busy then.
Well, it'll be late. Like it'll be 10:15. Well, are you Central Time or Eastern Time?
I'm Eastern Time, but
it'll be 11:15 p.m.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make that. But yeah.
Okay. This is going to be this will be literally one of the best streams that we will have so far in the Manosphere. There's going to be so many gems dropping. I'm going to be talking as much as listening because it's going to be some good shit, gentlemen.
Quick question.
This is going to be great, dude. I'm excited.
Lion MGTOW, what'd you say?
Oh yeah, quick question. Are you going to be holding a stream on that particular holiday?
Which one?
The 14th, probably.
Yeah, the Lupercalia Day. You know, the day where all of the bitch-made simps get to pretend that they.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will make a stream specifically for Valentine's Day.
The Sippentine's Day. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good topic. That's literally what they're going to be. The stream is going to be about, literally, because we all fell for it at one point. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, what am I getting in return? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I spent all this goddamn money. What? She's giving me a little kiss on cheek. Like, what the fuck? Nah. Bend over, bitch. Anyway. Thank you, Carry On, for being part of the stream, and head over to Underchronics.
Yeah, see you guys later. Puniti.
Right. Peace out. Island Hermit, you're next. What do you have to say to the Warband?
Well, I'm excited for tomorrow's stream. I'm glad I was able to help get Sandman and then TFM for the other stream. So that's going to be lit for tomorrow. So.
All right, Island Hermit. it's gonna like I'm still working on the questions. This is how important it is to me. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
dude,
be,
these are like all big dogs, so it's gonna
yeah.
be.
The fact that they're coming to my stream, like what the fuck? I'm like, I still can't believe it. Actually,
I know when you messaged me back and you're like, "Oh, Sandman got back to me," I'm like, "Fuck yes."
but here's the big thing. You know, there may be, maybe better Bachelor, maybe.
That'll be
Maybe
cool.
there.
But yeah, TFM, Sandman, Hammerhand, maybe Under Chronic will be part of the stream tomorrow. So it's gonna be late night. All right, it's gonna start pretty late. So try to stay up if you can, because that stream is gonna be for hours. Thank you, Ali Herman, for joining once again, and head over to Under Chronic stream.
Yep. All right. See you guys. Take care, man.
Peace. Gray, you're the last one. What do you have to say to the Warband when it comes to the topic or anything else?
When it comes to the topic, I understand that like women are going to constantly shift around their goalposts and priorities because like their decisions, demands are all based on what they feel in the moment, not any sort of long-term plan.
Right.
And as for in general, kind of with the theme of tomorrow, it is important as men that we do listen to other men to process their experience. And likewise, also, we are individuals. So we are the ones who have to suffer for our actions. We are the ones who need to make the decisions. So don't ever follow anyone based on their advice. No matter how good it sounds, always be willing to question, always be willing to second guess, because every man is subject to bias.
I agree, 1,000,000%, Gray. Thank you for joining once again. And I will see you in Undead Chronic stream. I'm probably going to be on tonight.
All right, see you there.
All right, peace.
Peace.
And then there goes me. The only person, no flaming skull, flaming background. Have a bunch of undead, souls, souls of the simps. Torturous. Anyway. Gentlemen, this is why the red pill, MGTOW, manosphere, whatever, this is why we always say never listen to what a woman says, watch her actions, okay? Because she moves the goalposts so many times, all right? You can't really trust what she says because she can say one thing and then she completely means a completely other thing in the back of her mind, okay? Because she always want to change the rules into her favor. All right, you get manipulated. You don't even know it. You got to be vigilant, gentlemen. You got to be able to validate and question anything that she says that you deem that is suspicious. All right, because unfortunately, gentlemen, the reality of life when it comes to modern women and women in general, they're looking out for numero uno. They're looking out for themselves. Maybe their kids. Maybe. All right. Don't let social media, don't let, society say, oh, mothers are so great, way better than no. There's plenty of horrible mothers out there. Horrible. Okay. They see their kids as a means to an end. Once again, goalposts. It's all about the goalposts. And we will definitely elaborate on that in the future. But please, tomorrow is going to be a big stream. It's going to be late night stream. Okay. Sandman, TFM, Hammerhand, maybe Undead Chronic, me, Rishi, Manic. It's going to be big. And we're going to be dropping so many gems. You can't miss it. You can't. All right. Hell, I'm a little bit nervous myself, right? Because the person that I'm going to be inviting, Sandman, he's the one that red pilled me in the first place. So it's about to get crazy. This is Sir Yeetus, Hopefully you had your daily dose of red pills. Everybody, head over to Under Chronics live stream because it's going to be a good one. Well, if that one lady arrives, it's going to be a good debate. And you will see me on the live stream, most likely. It depends on what happens. But head over there right now. And I am out. Peace.